purpose is to show you how to replace the screen on a Dell Latitude E6420 laptop. Here we have a E6420 laptop. The only tool you're really going to need is a small Phillips screwdriver. That's all you need, and the knowledge you're going to get as we walk you through how to do it. So the first thing you got to do, turn it over, remove the battery. Then you're going to take off all of the external screws, of which there are, you can see those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Now there's a couple more, but you got to take off all the bottom screws. Okay, once you do that, the bottom plate, we'll go to one that we've already taken apart. The bottom plate will come off. So you can see here the bottom plate. You take that off, and now you can see the inner workings of the laptop. Okay, now remember what you do here, because you got to put it back together. You got to do all this in reverse. So the first thing we're going to do is take off 2 screws that hold the connector assembly. You can see where they're located there, right there. Pull that piece off, so what you've got is a bracket and 2 screws. And now you pull the connector off. So there's the end of the connector. That's the main electrical connector for the display. Now you're going to unroute that cable. You see it's wedged around a bunch of tabs. Okay. Next thing you need to do is disconnect the Wi-Fi card to all the antenna screws there. There's 3 little antenna. They just snap off. 3 antenna leads. They snap off, and then you kind of fish that wire back. So now you've got 2 leads of electrical. You got the wireless antenna and you got the main electrical antenna, both disconnected. Now the next thing you're going to do is, with your screwdriver, go in and unscrew this little metal bracket right there. You see where it's located. 1 screw held it, and then there's a 2nd screw right there for the hinges. 1 on the bottom and then 1 on the side here. Okay, and then you do the same thing on the other side. There's a screw on the top. You get that little hinge assembly. And the other screw. You got 2 screws. This one's from the side of the laptop. Okay. That's that part of it.
We're going to have to pause. We have to cut. I just realized.
Okay, now, at this point, there are different models of the 6420, and what you need to be able to do is get these 2 cable assemblies out of the hole that they're in. One of them is going to come out real easy. The one on the wireless side, you can fish out real easy. So now you got one of them out. The difference is going to become on this second one. Since that connector is so big, you can't just fish it through the hole on this particular assembly. Now I will say there are some other models where the cable is plugged in a little different, and you can actually just unsnap them at this point and you'd be done. We've chose the model that is the most difficult, and you can't just fish this cable through at this point. The power port, the AC power port, is in the way. So the only way you can get this cable out through that hole is you have to do some more disassembly. But again, I want to stress there's more than one part number. If you have one of the part numbers where this cable is plugged in on the top, all you got to do is unplug it and you've got the cable free and you're done. Okay, on this one though, since we can't snake this one through the hole, we got to turn it over and take off a few more parts. We're going to slide out the DVD player, slide out the hard drive.
Take all the screws out.
We're going to take out all the assembly screws from the top. You see where we're doing that from. Because we have to get the palm rest out. You see we're going right around the perimeter of the assembly, removing all the screws that go right through the assembly and hold the palm rest on from the other side. Okay. Now we're going to flip it over. We're going to remove the keyboard. You can see that trim assembly on the keyboard just unsnaps. The keyboard itself then, that exposes the screws that hold the keyboard in. There's one there, a third one there, and a fourth one there. Now you can lift the keyboard assembly, unsnap it from its connector. Okay, now you're going to take off some more screws to get this palm out. Everything we're doing is to get us to where we can see that AC port so we can fish the screen cable through the hole. So this is the worst case. You've got to totally disassemble the unit in order to do that. So you see I'm doing a screw there. Now we're going to unsnap that connector. That connector and that connector. We've undone all three connectors. Now we're just going to unsnap the palm rest assembly.
One more connector underneath.
One more connector underneath. Disconnect that.
So now the power port plugs in right there.
Now you can see where the power port's at. You unplug the power port. Now you can
Trying to get it out.
physically move the power port out of the way. Now
you have to move this little thing.
there's a little clip there. Now there you go. Now we can fish the cable out
Not through the hole.
through that hole that's been vacated by that AC port. And that's it. That whole, all that last sequence was just to get that cable free. So now you've got the screen assembly and the two cables that attach to it, and you've just successfully disassembled it. Watch this video and take good notes, and do everything in reverse to put it back together with your new screen assembly. Hope you enjoyed this. Again, hope you got something out of this, and good luck.